Alright, so here is some squat mobility. This is actually my major problem when it comes to squatting, is getting underneath the bar. So this stretch, which I've put on Brandon Campbell's channel, has been very effective in opening up not just the upper chest, but also the neck muscles, because that's actually a big part of it when you're doing a low bar back squat. So remember, all those tissues are connected and they affect the bar position of your arms and shoulders. So anyways, let's get into the squatting. This is a very satisfying squat session. This is probably one of the best squat sessions I've had in a really long time. This has been this basically has been my limit. I work up to 365. I had to mentally prepare. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I posted something on this if you saw it. And big part of I put some numbers. 355 to 375 was my goal for sets of 2. And I accomplished my goal, give or take a few pounds, give or take a rep or 2. And I'm quite proud of myself, because the biggest part when it comes to lifting is the mental game. You know, someone posted something about Dave Tate that he got from a video that I linked to him. He said it's either muscular, technique, or mental. And for me, squat is kind of all of the above, but if you had to weigh all three of these things, the mental part is actually the biggest piece, because my knee bothers me, my shoulders hurt, and essentially you can just basically say I'm being a bitch when it comes to squatting, and I'm trying to unbitchify myself, making up some words there, and just getting used to low bar squats and getting used to high bar squats. And the painstaking truth when it comes to getting good at squatting is essentially you're gonna have to practice. And one thing that I've been doing a lot of at home is I've been squatting for like 1s and 2s with 200 pounds. And essentially, it's not the weight that's the matter. It's really about getting underneath the bar, because if I can't get under the bar correctly, I'm gonna pitch forward a ton, lose my balance. Because that's the biggest part. What I've noticed with squatting is that there's a big balance component, and wearing these Olympic weightlifting shoes with his heels help mitigate some dorsiflexion. But one of the things that I have trouble with is actually maintaining balance, because I'm higher up off the ground and it feels a little awkward. So this all in itself is a skill, learning how to squat in Olympic weightlifting shoes, for me at least. And this is 355 for this is essentially a PR. This is a rep PR and a big mental barrier, and I felt pretty damn good after accomplishing it. You can see I'm using my new RDX belt, which was not working like I thought it would, so I decided to switch back to my buckle belt, my 2-prong. And here is another PR. It's a PR 365 because I'm not using knee wraps, because typically I depend on knee wraps to rebound off the bottom. And now I'm getting the hang of pausing at I'm getting the hang of keeping the bar centered. Now here I am doing some high bar back squats, getting used to this. I'm doing pause squats here, essentially trying to build up my quads. And what I'm beginning to realize when it comes to building up my quads, my essentially weaker muscle group when it comes to my lower body, is I'm having trouble dealing with the knee pain that is so associated with it. Now, a lot of people can say my form is bad, and it probably is. But I mean, I have to work within the confines of what I'm capable of. And you know, for some of you who feel like your technique is off, you're not doing as good as you can, you know, you got to make do with what you have. And this is what I have. And I'm finding that this is actually the biggest thing I need to work on, is really high bar squats, being able to build my quads. After this, I didn't record it, but I did some hack squats. I also did some body weight lunges, just to get my thighs working. Also, more importantly, get my knee used to that feeling, because this is the thing that, you know, people say, you know, you shouldn't have your knees go forward. And the truth about it is you don't want your knees to go forward, because it causes a lot of shear in the knee when you're loaded. However, this is for someone who has knee problems or really bad knee problems. But if you are someone who's trying to get stronger, and you want to get stronger, and you want some nice quads, you're going to have to put your knee forward. Now, is it possible to have your knee go forward over your toes and not have any problems? Yes, it is. But if you're already kind of worn down, there's really not much you can do. You just have to mitigate it as best you can and see if you can get better. And I'll report back to you and tell you how my knee pain has been. And my knee always kind of feels a little funny. But overall, I think it's getting better. Hasn't hurt in a while. It just feels quote-unquote funny. Anyways, I'm just telling you this right now because this is something I'm going to be working on. It's high bar squats. And what's interesting is that even though it's easier on my shoulders as far as being able to keep my arms in the right spot for a high bar squat, it's the top part of my traps is kind of raw, or a little bit baby. I have a baby traps, top part of my traps, because I'm not used to holding the bar there. I haven't quite figured out where to put it for a high bar, which is kind of weird. Anyways, those are some thoughts. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment, and I'll see you guys on the next one.